Hello, beings of light. Beams of light. We're just beams of light. Sacred beams of light. Trying this again. Had technical difficulties. Excuse me, I'm at the steam room ice bath joint that I go to. So my hair doesn't look good. You guys know me. I don't care. I don't have to look perfect for the YouTube, right? Anyways, wanted to do a video about fasting. And did you guys do your homework assignment? The 3 things you can do to improve. I know I want to hear about it. I want to talk about fasting. No, let's just get into it. Because right now, I've done about 6 months of fasting in my life. And we'll talk a little bit about the different types, the water, the dry, and the juice fasting. But I had a good friend of mine who wasn't very aware about certain things with fasting, and he got a hold of me. He broke a fast with egg. So I just wanted to talk about just a little bit general of fasting, because there's some things you should and shouldn't do with fasting. It can be really dangerous if you break a fast with anything acidic, that being eggs, dairy, meat, all grains, oils, all these things. We should never break a fast with those things. It's dangerous. You can die even, and people have. So he was like, yeah, man, the mucus is just coming out of me. I'm like, oh man, it was too late. Like, he got a hold of me too late. I'm like, man, you should have done an enema or a colonic stat, right? But anyways, guys, you want to be on fruits. You want to break your fast with fruits. You want to break your fast with fruit or juice, always. It's the best way to do it. It's something with a lot of energy, a lot of power to keep helping you heal. Because when you're fasting, you're healing. But a lot of the time when you break the fast, if you do it properly, you will continue to heal. So we want to keep the process going. But also, we want to, with preparing for a fast, we want to be on the fruit and the vegetables as long as possible. Raw is best. Raw is best, always. And you want to be leading up to a fast, ideally, just on fruit for however many days, depending on your fast. Obviously, if you're going to do a longer fast, you want to be on fruit more predominantly for a longer time leading up to a fast, because it'll be a gentler experience. You'll heal more. You'll be more ready to take and rest more. You're already going to be rested if you're already on the fruit, right? So we just want to educate ourselves if we're not educated on these things. Do some research, do some homework, and you can always ask me more questions. I know I'm not going to get all over everything today, right? This is just, there's so many videos I've had planned, and I've had my energy and my focus in so many different directions right now, so it's been hard. But I want to send a lot of love out to you guys with the YouTube way here today. And yeah, there's a lot of different types of fasting, like I told you guys. But you always want to break it the right way. That's the hardest thing of the fast, is once you start committing to the fast, you're in it most of the time, right? Most of the time. But breaking the fast is not easy. Not easy. And the past 87 days or something, I've been fasting on coconut water 16 of the days. So I've been really hitting the being consistent and with periodical fasting. 3 days here, 4 days here, 8 days here. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key, is just being consistent. So, but I have to say, like, it is just so hard to break the fast. Like, I'm good for a couple days, but then the third day, sometimes even the second night, I'm like, I need to go get some vegetables. And I I broke I was 100% raw for 85 days. I made 85 days this time, guys. Very low nut, seed, or oil if I had it. And I was on a good streak. A lot of fasting and a lot of just 100% fruit days. But when you break a fast, oh man, I had cooked food. That's what I was going to say. I had cooked food on, I made 85 days. Or 86 days or something. And had the cooked food, and it was not very harmful. And oh my gosh, I'm getting cleaner and cleaner, and that, I can't even explain it. Like, the cooked food, I just can't handle it yet at all. And there's a certain part of me that can't handle it at all, like, that shouldn't handle it at all, and that's what it's telling you. There's a point when sometimes you can handle it, but I definitely ate too much. But basically what I had is just what my curry delight that I have. That's what my go-to when I have cooked food. It's potatoes and vegetables, right? And coconut milk and some curry spices, right? Oh my gosh, I noticed something with this. And it's just, oh my gosh, I just have more epiphanies each time with this. It's like, because lately I've been so consistent and I've been eating less just in general, which is huge for me. Eat huge, sometimes 2 meals a day. That's big for me. And then fasting a lot of the time. And I noticed that a lot of stuff has been coming out. I've been giving my body so much rest. And a lot of hardened, when you see hardened fecal matter come out on a fast, that's good stuff. And I've even been eliminating a lot more stuff out of my lungs, been sweating all the time, and filtering a lot. And it's just, and then I go back to having cooked food after not having it for that long. And it wasn't the worst thing I could have at all. But boy, it was too much. I learned my lesson again. I learn a lesson each time. Next time, if I have cooked food, I have to say if, because it's not something I really want to do, to be honest. My highest self says no. Says no, at least until I get cleaner and cleaner. But I eat this stuff, and I've like had pain in my like actual pain and like heaviness for a day and a half after eating it. It's crazy, because I'm starting to finally really clean the small intestines and the colon. Finally really cleaning it. And you can only get so far on colonics. I love them and everything, and enemas. You can only get, especially with certain people, when you've eaten too much nuts like I had in the past, and you have a lot of just hardened stuff that people don't normally have. And so anyways, like I off it for 85 days, no cooked food at all, and then I have it, and then pain, like if I jump on the rebounder, pain in my abdomen, crazy. So, but that's just because I've like been moving so much stuff out, and I don't know, it's just something like a lot of stuff might be like, okay, you just sound crazy, or oh, you have an eating disorder or something like that. It's like, nah, man. I definitely had disordered eating when I would overeat and use it as a drug, but you guys know what I mean, though. My point is this whole thing is an internal experience. It's your experience. Like I was just saying a minute ago, the power of belief, just in general, guys, it can limit you so much. Some people will regurgitate, oh, things they've heard their whole life. Oh, where's your protein? Oh, that's too much sugar. These things, right? All these things. But some people go and experience for themselves, right? And that's the only thing that I would say I believe. I don't believe anything. I know nothing. So much, I just see so much, I get so much negative responses sometimes to some of the controversial information I'm putting on the Facebook, right? And it's like, I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just telling you think. But when you see people come reactively and angrily, that's when people attach to belief. It's a sign of the ego, right? It is. It is. It's I don't know anything. That's lack of ego. And of course, I still have negative aspects of ego. I'm not perfect, right? But we're not going to get into that today. But you know how I roll. I have to zoom in and zoom out where it goes, because it will help someone, and and that's why I love you guys. I can just be out here in the jungle and be myself, and you guys listen. So, fasting. There's the water fasting, coconut water fasting, those types of things. There's the master cleanse. Those are great. That's like water, that's close to a water fast. That's water, maple syrup, grade A or something like that, and cayenne pepper, right? And some lemon. That's the master cleanse. Then you've got the juice fasting, and you can go mono fruit juices, like one type of juice, like I did for a long time, just grapes juice, or you can just do fruit juices, or you can do fruits and veggie juices, or you can just do veggie juices. It all depends on what you need to be doing and how deeply do you want to get cleaned and worked. Because sometimes we need to have our finger on the dial. Sometimes we can't take any more pain, and sometimes we need to take more pain and get more stuff out. Sometimes we have to hang tight, but it's just it's an intricate thing. That's what detoxification is. That's the last 3 years. Wow, I've been learning the ins and outs of it, and fasting it's wild. And then there's dry fasting, and that's a whole nother ball game. You don't even see that talked about in the Bible and in different religious texts. You don't see that talked about in the Scene Gospel of Peace. You don't see that. So I think that's like that was put in to us as that's like a final reboot. But that's because, guys, especially if you're gonna dry fast, please do your research. Please prepare your body on juices and fruits as long as possible before you can, so you can actually do it safely. But yeah, there's such, I wanted to say, like, there's so many people. Dry fasting is getting really popular these days, and there's a lot of people who are into like the keto and carnivore and different diets and stuff who are into the dry fasting. And that can be really dangerous. That can be very dangerous to have that sort of thing. And then there's some people who break it with like milks and like goat milk and stuff, and crazy stuff that I've seen. I've only seen a little bit, and not judging. I'm just saying, like, that's dangerous. It is. So that's just dry fasting. Dry fasting is just, it incinerates the stuff in you. It incinerates whatever it is. But you got to be on I mean, I did a 5-day hard dry fast, and I could have went way longer because it was at the end of my 4 months on juice. And like I said, like, if I wasn't so sick, I was still very sick at the time. Believe it or not, 4 months on juice, still so sick. It wouldn't have been safe for me to go longer, but I know I could have went way longer. Oh, but wait, oh no food, no water. Oh, but I've heard that you can't do that. Well, I did 5 days on it, and I guarantee if I try to do it now, I could do 8 days. Not saying I'm gonna, but it would be safe for me to probably do 7 days right now, for sure. Very safe. And more so, it would be painless. It would be less. I mean, it would be more pleasant. It would be, if I do 7, 8 would be pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a point where, there's a point, guys, with the fasting and the detox and all of it, or do we really need to go that hard? But a lot of you guys that watch my channel, I know sometimes we do need to go that hard, and that's just an inner thing, and that's where it's really important to have support, and maybe a detoxification specialist like myself, or I know a bunch of really good ones. That's where it's really good to have the support, right? To know where to go and what to do and all that, right? I was hoping the sun would come back out, but It's getting dark. It's raining, and yeah, so guys, just prepare yourself with the fasting. Ask me questions. Study. Do some research. And what else do I want to say? Like, the magic mirror doesn't lie. A tongue, you do a water fast, a juice fast, or a dry fast, your tongue is a magic mirror. If I'm a day fasting, I smell and I see white and I see gunk on my tongue. I have a lot more work to do, guys. And I have to stress, the reason for that being is because the time I did so much fasting, what I would have done differently, if I could have at the times, because I just didn't have the discipline or the self-control at the time, is when I would break the fast. Like now, I go back and I learn my lesson. It's not ready for me to have cooked food, so I'm good for a long time. But back then, every 3 days or every 2 days, I would just binge, and not only binge on the wrong things, like not the worst things, vegan stuff, except I did have fish like a year and a half ago, and I lost a lot of subscribers for being honest about that, but I didn't feel good about it. But my point is like, it's not good to go back, but sometimes mentally we need to. But if we go back like I was so often, and the key thing is large amounts. I was going back and I was going hard on nuts, going hard on grains when I did, going hard on the things that were really not of what I'm supposed to be ingesting right now, because I'm still cleaning. So we have to. That is the key. That is the number one key, is being consistent. That's why I'm saying right now I've been just doing the periodical fasting. So I just want to leave you guys with some love, some light. Look at this beautiful place. I'm out here on this rice terrace thingy. Sorry, I thought the sun was going to come out a little bit more. But yeah, the fasting is the key, guys. And I've really wanted to make so many videos, and it's coming. It's coming. I'm about to really slam it. So I just want you guys to know that your true nature, your true power is an infinite being. It's just amazing. Just amazing, because I wanted to say, like, how much crap we can endure as human beings. We've been pricked since birth against our knowing or will. Pricked right into the body, guys. Chemicals, all sorts of stuff. Aluminum coming down on us. Right up there, just coming down for years and years and years. And we've got toxins in the soil, we got toxins in the food, we got toxins in the air, we got a chemical world, we got negative forces energetically programming us. We have all this stuff. And for human beings to still, we're so freaking resilient. So your true nature is infinite, sacred beam of light. Sacred being of light, guys. And how many of us want to realize that, want to wake up to that, and honor that? Honor that. Show up for that deep truth. How many of us want to do that? It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm telling you right now. Weekly, the more I shine my light, the more the darkness comes, and that's just how it goes. But guys, we are warriors. I know that you guys that watch my channel are warriors. If you're interested in fasting, fasting is the ultimate spiritual experience. It reunites you with Source, with God, the universe, whatever word you want to use, in such a way that it gets you right, mind, body, and soul. And it takes a really strong person to do it. So anyone who's fasting right now, you guys are really strong. You guys are warriors to be doing what you're doing. And I just want to send you peace. It's raining a lot. I don't want this camera to get too screwed up, but I want to send you with peace, love, harmony, lots of love, lots of compassion. And that is what we need to emanate. That's what we need to hold that space. Because right now we know the gravity of the situation. We know how essential it is to be the change we want to see in the world, because that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, guys. Holding that vibration, getting out of the mind. Can't get too caught up on this or that. Just right here, right now. That's it. I got a lot of good affirmations. I'm going to probably do an affirmation video. If you guys would like that, let me know so I'll do it sooner. But a good one that came to mind the other day is I choose to be fully conscious and present of my breath, my thoughts, words, actions, and movements right here, right now. I choose to be right here, right now. Not next week, not in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing it. I love you guys. Mwah. Blessings.